Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. It's presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Excitement for me because hidden passion here. One of my favorite sports at the Academy to broadcast over the past few years, especially since we've expanded the package on ESPN Plus, is our volleyball program at the United States Naval Academy. Pleased to be joined now by team captain Celie Feighery. And Celie, when you looked around the room this year, and if they were to divide you guys up by classes, you'd be sitting there by yourself. How weird was that to look around the room and see that vibe as the season got started?
It's a little weird, but honestly, our team is just so close. We don't really see class on the team, whether you're a plebe, a youngster, a second class, or a firstie. It doesn't matter when you're on the volleyball court together.
How do you encourage others to feel free to when they see something to lead? If they see a moment that they can interject something, whether it's practice, any of the other activities you do, even leading up to games, how do you encourage them to, have a voice and speak up if they see something?
I think a lot of it starts from the top. So if I see something and I want to say something, of course I'll do that. And hopefully through my actions, I'll empower the rest of my teammates to do the same.
We know what being a captain means at the United States Naval Academy. What did it mean to you to have that responsibility and have a position that, let's face it, there's a lot of athletes that would have liked to have ascended to that position, and you get to be one of them.
Yeah, so being a captain on the team, I am truly honored that my team selected me to be the captain. It's been a great experience so far, and it's just a unique experience one as well. Being a captain of a Division I program at a military institution, it comes with a lot of its challenges that are fairly unique to this school, but it's been overall just a huge honor.
How valuable is it to sit in those other meetings with the other captains and how they, kind of lead within their programs and you all share ideas with each other? How helpful are those meetings that you all sit in as well?
They are very inspiring. It's a good experience to be able to connect with the other team captains and share stories and swap ideas on how to implement certain things or be able to overcome certain obstacles throughout their season. So it's been a very refreshing experience to have those conversations with other team captains.
Throughout Naval Academy lore, there are amazing, combinations of brothers, sisters that have had a chance to play with each other, go to school with each other. Within your team, you experience it in multiple ways, not only with your sister being there, but also you've got the Llewellyn twins who have a sister that play basketball as well. To have such a family dynamic within your team like that, how do you all, share that with each other and certainly try to inspire each other when you look around and have a familiar face around to bounce things off of?
It's really nice to have a familiar face, and I'm so glad that my little sister's on the team, and seeing the Llewellyn twins and just how they interact and how close that they are. It's something that we try to recreate on the team. We all like to say that we're just one big sisterhood. So
is the fact that you all seem so close as a group, any surprise that you all are finding success within the Patriot League right now, where, if you all stick to your task, at minimum, you've got a chance to be a top 3 seed going into the Patriot League postseason tournament?
Yes, it's no surprise at all. I think a lot of our success is one of the foundations is our cohesion as, the players that we have. And that cohesion translates to chemistry on the court, and that's what wins us games.
Right now, as a team, Friday, an incredibly excruciating loss, I'm sure. You're up 2-1. You fight back after really not playing your best in that first set. You grab the lead, you lose sets 4 and 5, and then you got to turn around and play on Saturday. You all were able to handle your business on Saturday. What was the key to being able to do that? We know the loss Friday night hurts. I don't even have to ask you about that. But what was the key to being able to bounce back Saturday, though, and make sure that match didn't beat you twice?
There were a few keys. I'd say the first key was just taking some time to reflect, jot down how we felt. Obviously, there were a lot of high emotions during that Army match. So step one was just to let those emotions settle, journal them, let them sink in a little bit. But then step number 2 was recovery. So Army was a very demanding match on our bodies. So we had to pay a lot of attention to recovery, stretching, do what we needed to do for that quick turnaround. And then step number 3, I would say, is using the loss from Friday as motivation to play better on Saturday.
In a situation like that, is it tougher physically or mentally to get locked in the next day?
That's a great question. I would say it's both for sure. Our bodies were definitely tired after playing Army, but then there's that mental exhaustion piece too. It was just such a rowdy crowd on Friday. So we really needed to take our time, getting extra sleep, coming into the gym a little bit earlier, and just getting in that mindset to play again on Saturday afternoon.
Let's talk about you a little bit. You're a double major at the academy. People can see down in the bottom corner there, you're naming Mandarin, that obviously one of your majors here. You've been able to experience that language from a young age. What has it been about that language that's inspired you to, chase it academically here, not only for several years, but obviously through here at the academy?
Yeah, so to be candid, I started the language in elementary school and I thought it was the hardest thing ever. But a little encouragement from my parents to keep pursuing the language through middle school and high school. And now at college has definitely been a great experience. I think Mandarin being a critical needs language is the driving factor for me to improve my fluency. So
Trust me, English was tough enough for a lot of us at 5, let alone try to speak English and Mandarin. Any challenges you had at 5, that was okay. But as you try to carve out a career, is that something that you see as being a big part of your post-academic career here at the Naval Academy?
I do. So I'm a cyber operations and a Chinese double major. And I did that because I thought the two majors would complement each other well and really have a lot of benefit to especially the military and improving diplomatic relationships. And so just being able to speak the language helps understand culture, and the two go hand in hand. So that's why I chose to pursue Mandarin, is because I just think, one, being a critical needs language, and then 2, speaking the language to help bridge international relations.
Why volleyball?
Why volleyball? Kind of the same deal. I started when I was very young. Older sister played, and I just started attending practices with her, and I was always called Little Bryn. That's my older sister's name. And then finally I grew into Celie. So it just was a family sport and it stuck. And now I have my little sister doing the same thing. So
I was going to say, is that the one, I mean, even though it clearly is here for the 1 year, but this part of the experience, is that something that as family, you get to cherish kind of for a lifetime here?
Yes, it is a unique experience. So there were 3 girls, all 3 of us were setters. We all played countless years of club. I can't even count all of them together, but it's definitely been a big part of our lives, and it's taught us so many life lessons along the way regarding leadership, teamwork, cohesion, all of those big words.
What are the people that kind of inspired you, growing up, especially along the volleyball trail? Because let's face it, I watch a ton of volleyball, even outside of our own. I know how tough this sport is. I know how great the athletes are. And, from playing, travel volleyball all those years. But who are some of the people that really helped you along the path? Because achieving the status as a Division I volleyball player is incredibly a very exclusive club.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of great mentors along the way, a lot of great coaches on the way, and it's hard to pick out even a few because there's just been so many. But I definitely want to go back and thank each and every one of them and how hard they've pushed me. Even though I sometimes just did not want to show up in the gym on some days, they were there when I needed that extra push. And so if I could go back and thank them, I'll probably give them a call right after this. So
what's the key to setting?
The key to setting. So setting is a very difficult position, and it's hard for somebody who doesn't know volleyball to truly appreciate it because there is so much behind the scenes work. I like to say that setting, you are the quarterback of the team. You run the offense. You have to know where everybody is at all times. You have to know your side of the court and the other side of the court. So I think the key is just being really dialed in. And relying on your skill and trusting that you know how to make decisions and trusting that your hitters are going to put a ball away from you. put a
I
ball
try
in
to
the corner.
describe it.
Yeah.
I try to describe it to people when I'm broadcasting it is it's literally one of the sports. And that's one of the positions where you literally have to have eyes in the back of your head
You do.
based on the way this game is played. Would you say that's accurate?
That is 100% accurate because when you're along the net, you need to know where the other side's blockers are and just set away from where their blockers are. So you put it perfectly. Yeah, like you do have to have eyes on the side of your head to see those blockers.
I'll let you out on this. How different is the Celie Feighery that is sitting here as a firstie now to the one that arrived in Annapolis? I'm sure wide-eyed, nervous a little bit. How different are you today than when you arrived here?
I would say pretty different. There are definitely a few things about me that have persisted throughout the 4 years, but the academy has just provided so many different, or has given me so many different experiences to just learn and grow from. And now it's all culminating. All those experiences have been leading up to this moment to captain my senior year on the volleyball team.
Congratulations on what you've accomplished so far. Best of luck to you and your teammates as you chase another Patriot League championship. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you too.